Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the C3 podcast. That's a cast that talks about gaming and technology, discussion, and news. Tonight, I'm joined by...
I'm James,
I'm Davis.
and we have a special guest star here with us.
I'm Stewie. Hi.
All right. Shall we get started, ladies and gentlemen? Or gentlemen?
Who's the lady in this, then?
I'll be it.
Stu doesn't have a picture.
I'll be the lady then.
All right. So, first topic of the day, actually, I wanted to talk about, since it came out this week, The Amazing Spider-Man, and actually how it broke records for the best-selling for a Tuesday night opening. It actually stole the place title, apparently, from Transformers. And I was just thinking, is it, apparently it's gotten a lot of good reviews, and I wonder if it's been a good rehash of the original Spider-Man. Because, the very first Spider-Man was good, but then, the subsequent ones were okay. What do you guys think?
What I hear it's much better than the Spider-Mans that came out earlier, and I also heard that this one also follows more to the comic book.
Yes, because it has Gwen in it.
Than the old ones did.
Well, what I heard is, the director, he was a huge comic book buff, and so that's why he decided to, follow it more. And what do you guys think on, choosing a completely, new guy to play the role of Peter Parker instead of Tobey Maguire? Do you think that was, a smart move?
Tobey Maguire must be really sad.
I don't know.
Well, he didn't get in the Avengers.
Well, okay.
He's sad, too.
No, it's not that Spider-Man didn't get into Avengers. It's just that Tobey Maguire didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
I think if they stuck with the old actor, it would have kind of...
I don't know. I feel like by the end of, by Spider-Man 3, he looked too buff to play the role, because we always, Peter Parker was supposed to be the nerd guy. He wasn't supposed to be, some super strong guy.
Yeah.
And by the time, of the ending of Spider-Man 3, he has, a whole bunch of abs and everything. So...
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So I think that was a smart decision. But I was surprised that it managed to get such good turnout, because, considering how people felt about the very first one, it's still, even though it's rehashed. And given that it's so soon, because, you see, they do a rehash of Titanic, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now Spider-Man, the original, wasn't that, long ago, and yet it still managed to get a pretty good turnout. It got $35 million for a Tuesday opening. But that also may be
a lot.
Yeah. But it's also dependent because it's summertime. So a lot of people have free time to go to the movie. So do you guys feel that it's still a lot given the situation? Because, Avengers made a lot, and it was still, during school time-ish.
Wait, when did Spider-Man come out in theaters?
July 3rd, this week, Tuesday.
Oh, so that was just a few days ago.
Yeah. And I'm interested to see what its sales are going to be like for this weekend.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
because there aren't, besides Avengers, I don't think there are any really other superhero movies, are there?
No.
Exactly, so that's...
Batman. That's coming out.
Oh,
yes.
Batman's coming out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Batman just because it's Christian Bale. Where is she? Whenever I think of Christian Bale, I think of that.
Of course, he kind of forced that upon all of us.
But no one remembers when he flipped out on one of the lighting guys.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You did?
You don't remember? So during the filming,
not at all.
During the filming of the second Batman, he flipped out on one of the lighting guys and just started raging at him, and I thought it was just kind of funny.
Wow, did not know that at all.
You guys did not? Oh wait,
No.
I gotta find this and link it to you guys then.
I want to see. I'm gonna look at it right now. Hold on. I think I found it.
Stewie, have you just been hiding back there?
Yeah, I'm so scared. You guys are so intimidating.
Alright, right here.
Oh my gosh, I know what this is. Oh, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
Oh, this is terrible. I was laughing so hard. You know what? Family Guy makes fun of this.
Yeah.
This is. Oh, I've heard this.
I'm trying to find like an actual article. But yeah, let's not make this quiet.
I know we're all just like, well, let's keep searching for the
Yeah,
the
sorry,
article.
I'm looking at Halo stuff right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
so let's see.
Good job, guys. Anyway, so have there been any other actors that flipped out in the Batman movies, or is it just Christian Bale because he's cool enough to do so?
Christian Bale, Batman. Apparently, he also did it for during Terminator Salvation, because I'm seeing
Wait,
a lot
he
of
was in
articles.
Terminator Salvation?
Apparently, because I've like Googled it and it says everything turns out Terminator Salvation, but I swear it was Batman.
Maybe it was Terminator Salvation.
No, it was The Dark Knight. I know that.
But he
we
was?
We'll move on to the next topic then.
I'm just trying to figure out that I didn't even know he was in Terminator Salvation. What the heck?
I didn't see it.
I saw parts of it, but I didn't think he was in it. So, yeah.
Woohoo! We're very active today.
We are.
Obviously.
You know what? Let's just move on to the next thing. Samsung, they recently released a 75-inch TV. And what's crazy about
Wow.
it? Yeah, it's 7.9 millimeters thin.
What?
Yep,
Wait,
I'm getting a ruler.
7.9.
millimeters.
7 point...
According to the article.
Dude, that's smaller than my forearm.
Yeah, it's 7.9 millimeters. It's crazy. But yeah.
Why would you want a TV
Oh,
like
wait,
that?
what's that? 7 point...
Like-
okay, I was looking at inches.
Yeah, you guys look at the link that I just put
Dude,
in.
who is Samsung?
That's the size of my my ring finger.
Yep.
Who?
Oh my god!
What demographic is Samsung aiming at when they release this?
The 1%. They're looking for the 1%.
Why?
7.9?
Yep, 7.9 millimeters. It's insane, isn't it?
That's just like a sheet of glass, right?
Hey, look,
So
I'm still even looking at the wrong scale. Dude,
How-
I've been out of school for not even that long. That's...
Derp.
Oh my god, that is so thin.
But guess how much it costs? Basically, it's the price of a car.
3,000?
No, it's the price of a car. It's 17K.
Wow.
Yeah. I spoke to Stewie about this earlier, so he doesn't have the reaction. But
I don't.
it's insane.
It's unbelievable.
That is ridiculous.
What would you be doing with a 75-inch TV?
well, you have to realize this
Watching
was
porn in high
released.
def? Why not?
You have to realize that this was released in Korea, so probably play StarCraft.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can see that.
Or Diablo 3. Or Diablo 3, because, you know, that's another one.
No D3, just StarCraft.
StarCraft is a national sport for Korea.
It
But is that the
basically
TV
is.
that she's at right
Yeah.
there?
That's the TV.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just imagine StarCraft all over that.
Oh no, did you guys hear about the huge iPad that Mac is going to be making for entrepreneurs?
Oh, I heard
Huge
news that they're
iPad?
gonna make. I heard they're gonna make a small iPad.
Is it going to be an iPad small or an iPod Touch large?
Exactly.
Who knows? Maybe they'll say it's innovative either way.
At the same time.
It's an iPod Touch XL. For those who have the larger fingers, they re-released the iPad.
Yeah, right?
So innovative.
Ah, God.
The iPad 3DS.
It has double screens too.
Yeah. Let's open.
I'd like to congratulate myself on the first tangent of the night.
Not really. I went into the tangent about Batman.
Fuck!
Whoa, language, good sir.
Like a sailor.
I'm kidding.
So I wanted to use that Diablo 3 thing as a segue because Blizzard even admitted that Diablo 3 has a really crappy endgame. It cannot sustain itself towards the end because the farming of gold and items, it's not good enough to sustain the game for it to have a long-lasting run as compared to Diablo's 1 and 2 because apparently like Diablo, like I haven't played it, but I mean I've heard enough about it, but Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, they lasted for a very long time as compared to Diablo 3. Like it's can't.
Well, you know what Diablo 2 did, right?
What?
They had something called the Uber system, and what happened was you would go through and you had to kill 3. It's kind of like the middle act boss, so it was kind of like the Skeleton King type of boss. There's 3 bosses throughout the whole game that you had to kill on Hell mode, and they dropped a specific item. I want to say it was like Diablo's Horn, Mephisto's Eye, and another item. And then what happened was you did something similar to creating the Secret Cow level, which was you took the cube, whatever the heck it was, I can't remember right now, and you threw a town portal in there, and then that item. And when you merged them together, it made a portal, and then you had to go in there, and then you had to kill an elite level boss and it was either an elite level Act 2 boss, which was Derail, an elite level Andrail, which was like Derail's sister, or not, Andy's sister, or something like that, and then, so there's those 3 bosses. And Dario. So you killed those 3 bosses, and each of those had a random chance of dropping another item. Then you took those 3 items, transmogrified those, and you had Uber Tristram, which was very hard to do. You had to have everybody at least level 90 to do this. And that was kind of their end game that they created for Diablo 2, and people still today, 12 years later, are playing Diablo 2. Why? Because that end game.
That's amazing.
It's
There's nothing like that in Diablo 3. That's nothing like that in Diablo 3.
Diablo 3 has Whimsyshire, but that's not even that hard.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
You want? I don't know what you guys are talking about because I got into Nightmare and I was under leveled, and so I was like, God.
You said you were dying all the time in Whimsyshire.
Yeah, I was.
So how can you say that wasn't hard? You died.
No, I think it was hard.
Oh, yeah, sort of. But I mean, if you have full level 60s doing it, it's not going to be that hard.
Well, it's dependent because when you go into probably like Hell or Inferno, difficulty might be.
See, now, take the last 3 end game or end chapter bosses, up their health and damage by a super god mode, and then throw them into a small area and have them all spawn on you at the same time, while mobs are spawning that are upgraded too.
Yeah, see, what kind of frustrated me was like, I mean, Stewie, you know about this because you played Inferno. The mobs, like basically the random bosses that you meet, are stronger than the end game like final bosses.
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat that.
So basically, you know, like those champions and like enemy champions that you would meet, they were like almost stronger than the actual like end game bosses. Would you agree? And like in Inferno difficulty, like those guys were more difficult to take down than the actual boss itself. And it was just like, wow, okay, this makes total sense. And I don't know. And I was hoping, because at first when I first played Diablo 3, it was a lot of fun. And then once you beat it, though, it's like there isn't anything else to do. Like, it's really disappointing. And what's interesting is, so
they haven't even released PvP yet.
Yeah, and they said like they're going to be releasing PvP eventually, but who knows how long that's going to take, and how well is that going to turn out? Because you can basically use money to like buy the best gear if you choose to do so.
I'm sure they'll probably do like similar gear kind of stats.
So it's like, how is that going to work out? Because with the introduction of Real Money Auction House, there is basically Because, I mean, it happened the same thing with World of Warcraft and many other games where you see people from other countries, like China and Korea, they play the game, they level up, get all the good gear, and then sell it for real world money. And so, I'm just wondering how that's going to work out.
Diablo 3. I'm a huge Diablo fan, but this is just Diablo 3. Just it can't compare to Diablo 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me a bit sad. Because, I mean, because I went to Diablo wikis, I read a whole bunch about 1 and 2, and then, like, when I played number 3, it was like, oh my god, this is the shit. And then, eventually, by the time I got, like, to Inferno-ish area, it was like, it's not as fun. It's the same thing over and over again, just tougher to take down the mobs. Because the bosses were, like, basically the same difficulty, they just have more health. I was like, that's no fun. But yeah, so I want to, because it's interesting, because would you guys say Blizzard has had a good run with all the other games? Like, they've had, like, a very long life. Like,
World of Warcraft? World of Warcraft, look, that's a great example. That's the #1 MMO, and it's still, and it's been 6-7 years now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The more I see,
hate it.
Yeah, I agree.
I hate it too. It's been dead for me for years.
Yeah, I quit maybe when Cataclysm came out. I played it, got to 85, and I'm like, I'm done.
Let's see, what did I do? I loved the game up until they announced Wrath of the Lich King,
Would you have an interesting story about
which
that
was
glitch that
about
happened to
3
you?
weeks after Burning Crusade came out.
Wow.
Davis, wasn't
So-
there, like, some weird glitch that you told me about with the Lich King anyways?
Huh?
Like, there's this one group or guild, or it was on one of the servers that your brother played on, that there was this weird glitch with the Lich King.
No. I think I was telling you about how we crashed a server.
Oh yeah, how he crashed it.
Yeah. No, that was back in pre-BC when Ankura, I think that's pronounced.
Oh yeah, Encourage.
Yeah, Ankurnage. When that first came out, they had a huge system of world events that took place on all the servers, and there's so many people in Syphilis at one time casting spells and trying to kill this one guy that they crashed Tichondrius, which was one of the highest populated servers on Battle.net.
That's so funny.
So then all the people now that couldn't go onto Tichondrius because the server was down went on to all their alt servers, which were in the same battle group. So for us, we were in Tichondrius. We were in the Bloodlust battle group, so we were also in Spirestone. So all of us went over to Spirestone, and we're like, oh my god, we just crashed Tichondrius, da-da-da-da-da, and we were the only server that had been crashed that day. And it was like a feat to crash a Battle.net server.
Didn't you get banned or something like that, though?
No, because what are they going to do? It's their fault.
True.
They didn't
Error
sustain the
37.
server.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
That's
Right,
like saying
James,
that
though.
they banned everybody on the launch of Diablo 3 because they crashed the servers.
Error 37.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I saw a picture of that. But yeah, you're right, James. I think Blizzard does really well with games. I think Diablo 3 was the exception, how it just did not turn out, I think, how they wanted it to.
I think it's because people had too many expectations of it, and because there's such a large gap between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, it just took so long to develop, and people wanted to play it. And so it's like, because, what you call it, this is another tangent, but Duke Nukem, everyone, like, loved it. And then as soon as the newest one came out, it was, like, horrible. Like, nope, like, it got such bad reviews.
It's because
And-
it took too long.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what, like, could that have been, like, the reason for Diablo?
No.
No, because top-down RPGs haven't evolved nearly as much as FPS. Like FPS went through like a horror phase in like 2004, I think, with like Silent Hill and Resident Evil coming out on the same year.
Oh, Resident Evil 6 has been announced. Or something like that. I'm not a big fan of Resident Evil.
And then there's like Dead Space and
Yeah, but it went through like a dark horror phase for a while.
Dark
and then,
Ages.
yeah, it went through a lot.
but then it went into modern military shooters lately. So, and you can see that on Duke Nukem, like
And,
when it switches.
Well, then there was a gigantic World War II phase
Yeah, with Call of Duty.
in Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
What happened to Medal of Honor? Is it gone now?
No, they're just kind of.
Lagging behind.
Yeah. Well, they've been the DICE has been more focused on Battlefield.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's basically become a Call of Duty versus Battlefield, right?
Yep.
Like no other.
It's
FPS,
kind of hard
really.
to compare Battlefield and Call of Duty because they're
But
kind of different in a way.
That's what the constant fight is about, though. It's like Call of Duty, like besides the Infinity Ward versus Treyarch battles, then it turns into the Call of Duty versus Battlefield battles, and people always get into those discussions. But yeah, they're very too different. Though it's nice to play some different shooters every once in a while. Like recently, I've introduced Philip into Blacklight Retribution, which is a pretty fun game, and it made its Steam release.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yep.
How would you say it's improved since the beta?
It's a lot of fun. I really like it. Right now they're having a little frag fest, which basically, if you can earn 100 kills, you get, like, I think 100 free GP, or 1,000 free GP, and goes, for every 100 kills. And so it's basically like they're giving out a whole bunch of XP and in-game cash bonuses, and it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's improved. I'd say it's improved a lot. I mean, David or Philip. Damn it, I did it. I was the first one to do it.
$5.
Whatchamacallit?
Burning hatred for you now.
Whatchamacallit? As I was saying, when I think Philip played it, when it did its Steam release, there was a huge queue for people just trying to sign in and log on. Do you remember the queue, Philip?
3,500. No. 39,000 or something.
I heard the old was worse.
Given that it just it did its release on Steam, and on that day there was still that huge turnout, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, Philip, would you like to say something?
About Blacklight? No.
Yeah.
But what about Blacklight? Okay. No, I have nothing to say about that except for it's a probably the most refined free-to-play FPS I've ever seen.
I think it has a pretty decent system. It's interesting though because it never occurred to me, but it doesn't utilize a minimap of any sort, and I wonder if that's because you
already have wall hacks.
It's basically so it has this thing called HRV mode, which you can see through the walls and you can see where your teammates are and where the enemy is, and it's a quick thing that happens. It's basically it relies on a bar that charges up. You press your key, whatever you have it selected to, and it activates it for a set amount of time, and then you have to wait it to recharge.
Huh.
And it's basically it eliminates the use of a minimap. And I wonder if is that something that would sound a little bit better? Do you think that'd be an interesting thing to see embedded with other games?
I think it's excellent.
I think Halo 4 is doing something like that with Forerunner Vision.
Well,
That
yeah,
would be
because
interesting.
what ends up happening in multiplayer games when I play FPS multiplayer, I find myself not finding anyone ever in my games. Like after a few deaths, I won't find anyone because I've spawned across the map and not find any action. But with the
HRV mode?
HRV, you can see all your enemies, so you can just run over there immediately.
And it's not it's a double-edged sword because everyone could see you as well. It's not like you're in God mode. But it's a really fun game, and I like how the system works out pretty well. And what's cool is you don't have health regeneration unless what you do is so with Modern Warfare 3, they have that point system which you unlock kill streaks. They have a similar point system, but you earn the points and then you go to these depots where it's basically your kill streaks for you. So you have a health refill, an ammo refill, and then you have this thing called a heart suit, which is basically like a giant mech. and it's strong, but it's not completely overpowered, and it's a lot of fun, but it's dependent on how well you can utilize it because it has a lot of weaknesses, so it's not completely like too strong. But it's like it's a good component in the game. It makes it a lot of fun. But have you guys played any good games recently?
No, I've been gone a while.
What about you, Philip?
Blacklight.
Uh,
And
though,
then Amnesia after this podcast.
yeah, if you got whoever is interested, you can catch out Philip. He's going to be doing an Amnesia live stream, which will be interesting. But yeah, I guess that's a games we played segment.
Oh, wait, Stewie, have you played any games this week?
No, I'm excited for Guild Wars 2 beta weekend.
Oh,
You know,
beta
like-
weekend?
Yeah, the beta weekend. I pre-ordered it already. I'm just waiting for the beta weekend, the 20th.
Is it free or do you have to sign up? Do you
You
have
have
to
to- yeah.
first?
Prepaid.
You have to pre-order first, and then you're into the beta weekend that's coming up, and then you have 3 days. Right before it launches the 28th, and you have 3 days. You can play it early access.
Oh, so it's kind of like what Star Wars did.
Yeah, yeah. I'm super excited to play that.
Whatchamacallit? Am I the only one that hasn't played Guild Wars here?
I haven't.
no, I
I
have
haven't
not.
played it.
No one except for me, I think. Right? Davis? No?
I have not played Guild Wars. I've heard a lot about it though.
Okay, so I am the only one that has played it.
Okay. Because, I
Look
mean,
up.
Yeah.
yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't heard enough to get that excited about it, but, I mean, it seems like you guys are more knowledgeable about it than I am. But, actually, I want to move into this one interesting thing. Recently, they did basically a mod for Minecraft, which basically puts in Skyrim.
How?
I did hear about that.
It's called Skyrim.
And I want to try that out because I'm the only one here who has Minecraft.
I have Minecraft.
Oh, nice. Not alone.
Forever alone.
I was.
But yeah, it's an interesting thing to do, and it just occurs to me like, how much of a difference do mods make in like making the game more popular? Because I mean, or making it last a lot longer.
It
Because-
depends on the mod.
True. But I mean, like Call of Duty 4, it's very old, but like a lot of people on PC still play it because there's whatchamacallit, there's Pro Mod, and then there's like other mods that make that completely reskin it. Like there's this one that basically reskinned it as Star Wars. It was a lot of fun. But it's interesting to see how mods can like extend the life of games.
Mods have to basically be a totally different game using the same concept.
But what's
Because,
cool-
or else it doesn't work.
There's this group of people and they're working on StarCraft 2 and they're making an MMO out of StarCraft 2 through mods. And
On what?
they're implementing just so many mods into this for StarCraft 2.
I've heard about that.
Oh, uh-huh. Okay.
And like they're just loading this package up with mods so that way in the end you're going to get an MMO version of StarCraft.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because like all these mods are created by people who have like the ingenuity and the creativity and something completely different than from the developer. And so it's interesting to see how other people envision these add-ons and that sort of stuff. And I think that's just like it really adds on to a game. It makes the game a lot more fun because you get to see like how other people envision stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys have heard of it for recently, but Armor 2, it's a game that's been out for a very long time. And like it kind of died out, but eventually a person developed a mod called the DayZ mod, which is kind of like a real life zombie sort of thing. So you go through these towns. You start off with a band-aid or a few band-aids and stuff, but you're supposed to survive a zombie apocalypse, and it monitors food, blood, health.
You can break your bones, too.
Yeah, you can break your bones, you can lose blood, you can get thirsty, you need food, and it's basically you find all your equipment throughout the map.
It's a zombie survival game.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun, and a lot of people have been catching on to it. And it's interesting how like Armor 2, which was kind of dead-ish, came back alive, ironically, through a zombie mod.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how that happened.
I like how it's like it's coming back alive, Daisy Zombies, but I guess I'll laugh to myself. Ha. Um, I don't know. I think it was a nice, like, it's a cool idea, and like a lot of people are catching on, and it's really cool. And what's interesting is I've seen some people that are developing their own versions of it, where basically you can put in where you live, and they want to basically have it where it's you survive in like your own surroundings.
Apparently, in that DayZ mod, you can go and find components and build a car.
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
You can build a bus. I've seen some people do it.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know. Do you think it would be cool if someone basically did a zombie survival of where you lived?
I would transform Granite Hills into a
That'd be so
survival
cool.
map, especially for like Left 4 Dead or something like that.
No, but see, it's not just one, like, because you know Granite Hills, it's a school, but it's not that big. Like, we're talking about like huge areas, like possibly like
The entire
like,
city.
half. Yeah.
Well,
at least
leave that to Bethesda because they've done that with
Bethesda.
Washington D.C. Bethesda. God damn it.
That's set up.
They've done that with Washington D.C. and Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So
That's
leave it
set
to
up.
them. With Fallout 3 and New Vegas.
Yeah. It's interesting though how like they managed to. I mean, I think it's because of its realism. A lot of people caught. Well, it's not super realistic, but it's a lot of fun, and it has that kind of like realistic feeling. And apparently, the record for it, I think the longest surviving person has been 32 minutes.
No.
32 minutes. That's the longest someone has survived.
No, that's not right.
Yes.
No one has survived.
Oh
Past
wait,
32.
no. Someone survived past that, James.
Last time
Because Total Biscuit did a let's play on it and made it to 50 with the developer. So
well, the average life expectancy is 38 minutes.
yes,
Yeah,
that is
that's
what's-
the average, but there's people that have lasted longer than that.
But yeah, a lot. Like so far in the records, they have at least 400,000 unique players, and within the last 24 hours, they lost 100,000. Like 100,000 have died.
Wow.
And
Oh darn.
it's so far the time played since its release has been a lot of days. 140,000 days, basically. Almost 150,000 days have been played.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's getting a lot of popularity. But yeah, I'm just kind of going as it flows. But
Yeah, I'm
still,
really tired right now. Sorry.
I'm just tying it back into how I think mods just make a game a lot more fun, like, or at least for PCs, because you don't really see much of that for like consoles. They don't have like the mods. Those like games last as long as their multiplayer goes on, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That or
Because there's a lot of people who will play games just for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
That kind of bums me out because I'm a guy for lore of the games.
Oh, so it's more of a single player.
So I like the single player experience, but I love the multiplayer experiences too.
what do you think is like very good like self-sustaining video games that like? Because I mean, I assume the Elder Scrolls series.
Self-sustaining. Yeah, I would say a good RPG would be around for a while. I mean, I still kind of want to go back and play Oblivion a little bit.
Yeah, I think Elder Scrolls series has been.
Either that or
well.
Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time.
But what about Fallout series?
Fallout, it's a fun game, but I don't think it has too much replay value. Fallout 3 maybe. New Vegas was pretty bad.
I haven't really played much of the Fallout series, but yeah.
New Vegas did kind of what Halo 3 ODST did. Same engine, same graphics, everything. They just changed the storyline in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what New
Do you
Vegas
think it's
was.
necessary for like a game to do like a game that's a sequel and it's going to be like a completely like new release. Do you think it's necessary for like the engine to be updated at least a decent amount in order for it to do well?
Well, there goes the whole entire Call of Duty franchise.
Yeah,
What's
right.
They
I think-
haven't modified. The only time they modified their engine was when they initially got the engine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Call of Duty is like the same thing. It's just been reskinned and rehashed.
Yeah,
Not
basically.
even that.
I think they just released more weapons every time, and that's what satisfies the
Well, no,
customers.
they don't even release more weapons. So, like, there's always one persistent. Like, there'll always be an M16. There'll always be like an AK. There'll always be a Desert Eagle.
Yeah, but they released like one new weapon and changed the stats on a couple other weapons, and then that's it.
Yep.
New game. Ta-da!
It's seriously like that though.
God, he's genius.
What do you think about this, Mr. Stewie?
Yeah, just okay. I got nothing really.
No, but what do you think about like? Do you think it's necessary? Because I'm getting on this because I recently read an article about how like the developers of Assassin's Creed, when they came up with 2 and then the subsequent Brotherhood, Revelations, and whatever, they kept the same engine, but they changed up a few stuff. But they said for number 3, it's a completely new engine. Do you think new engines are kind of like helpful in helping a game do really well?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I think it
I think-
depends. I think it depends, really.
I think that was the major success with Battlefield 3 was the fact of this Frostbite 2 engine completely redone.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot
So-
of people still like Bad Company too.
I went
That's a
back
good
and
point,
played
yeah.
it. I went back and played it the other day, and I couldn't find one hardcore server, but I was finding core servers all over the place.
I think
And
it's just,
if you've played Bad Company 2, core is not realistic whatsoever.
but see, I think a lot of people are just dissatisfied with Battlefield 3 because it's like it tried to aim for the Call of Duty crowd and it couldn't get it completely.
Like how though?
I
Battlefield
do
3
know,
is,
however, that I want to say in the first 2 weeks of having the premium out for public, I want to say it's been 60,000 or 600,000 subscriptions.
I think it's a nice, like, I think that's a better thing to do than as compared to and Modern Warfare's or Infinity Ward's Elite system though, where you have to pay like, I forget how much a month.
Yeah, you have to pay monthly for it.
Yeah, and you barely get anything. You get like 2 new maps.
Well, premium is more of
It's a bot.
it's not. It's a season pass.
Yeah.
And Gears of War did the same thing.
Exactly. And no, they did the specs. They did the exact same thing in Bad Company 2 with the VIP system.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like, especially with their newest map pack, Close Quarters, it really appeals to, I'd say, more Call of Duty crowd because it's just they have gun game, and it's all close quarters sort of situations. I miss the huge maps of Battlefield 3. I really like. the
Yeah,
big maps.
but apparently this next DLC is going to have some of the biggest maps Battlefield has ever seen. And
that sounds a lot of fun.
apparently they're going to be so big to the point where they're going to have an AC-130 that you're going to be able to fly and shoot.
Well, there's this one map in Bad Company 2 called Heavy Metal. You couldn't even see you could barely see halfway through the map with the sniper scope from your spawn. And it was like so much fun because it made sniping so much fun. Like I feel like sniping is not as much fun in Battlefield 3 as it was in Bad Company 2. Or at least in my opinion.
Just because of the sniping distance?
Yeah, I feel like the maps aren't like some of the maps aren't big enough.
Hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I just personally I prefer Bad Company 2 more, especially the Vietnam expansion.
I never played that, but I heard that was a lot of fun.
It was. It was only 5 maps, but they were like you could constantly play them over. There was a lot of fun. But do you have anything to say about Battlefield 3, Stewie? I want to get you into this conversation since you're a special
I
guest.
know. Well, I enjoy Battlefield 3. I don't think there's any. I mean, I think it's by far superior, and I think the engine of it. I think it's great. I don't think
I think it's a good
I don't
engine. It's just like compared to like Bad Company 2, it's just like it's because I have a reference point for it to compare to. I feel like in some
Yeah, I didn't play Bad Company 2 as much as you did, so
Yeah, so that's why I think it's because I feel like I bet if I played Diablos 1 and 2, I'd probably have a more critical view of Diablo 3. I think
Yeah.
when you play this previous
hey,
game,
I offered you to play Diablo 2 on my account.
that's fine. But I think it's when you create a reference point, that's when you become more critical because you have previous experience.
Well, I mean, I played
Yeah.
back. I played back when the 1964. I think that was the game. Yeah, I think I played all the way back till then. Battlefield 1964, and I think it. Just the creators of Battlefield have really stepped it up. I thought. I mean, I don't think they went back. I don't think they went forward. I just think that hey, it's a good game. I'm gonna play it. It's a Battlefield game, and it's just fun.
But I'll try and put it in this perspective. So, since you played WoW a lot, would you say like as more DLC has come out, it's kind of degraded or become better?
Play WoW.
Yeah.
It got worse
Um,
as the DLCs came out.
Oh yeah, it got worse. Like I played.
So would you say the core game would have been like its highlight, and then as a like core game / first DLC was its
If
highlight?
they created a server system so that you could choose what expansion you played on, I would have thoughts about going back and playing just the original.
Same here,
Because
absolutely.
from the original, they changed the game so dramatically that I went back on a guest pass system, which is called, it's not the Recruiter Friend, but I did something called the Scroll of Resurrection. And I was sitting there and I leveled what used to be the equivalent of 1 to 80 in a couple hours. So,
But would you say
I
the
didn't-
core? But like that's basically I'm trying to put it in Stewie's perspective. That's how I feel like with Battlefield. The transition from Bad Company 2 to Battlefield 3 is just when you create that reference point and you play the next portion of it, it's just like you become a bit more critical of it because you have like a taste of what it was like before.
Right. I think there's some things that I'd like to see that Battlefield 3 did not do. Like back in Battlefield 2, someone was able to be a commander and call down artillery. You can't really do that now. There's planes and you are the kind of artillery. But I think just by adding like something like artillery and whatnot, I think that would have been fun. Like support crate or whatever. I think all that would have been a lot of fun.
One thing that I feel
I don't
like makes me a bit sad is how the sniper isn't as strong against against vehicles anymore as it was back in like Bad Company 2. Because I feel like when I'm a sniper, I feel so weak because I can call out vehicles and I can like laser track them, but I can't do anything beyond that. Like back in Bad Company 2, if I didn't have any friends on like I love Bad Company 2 and Battlefield series in general because you can play with friends and it's a lot more tactical. But if I didn't have friends and I wanted to go solo because I had bad teammates, if I see an enemy tank, I just throw some C4 on it with my sniper class. Now with like the sniper in Battlefield 3, I feel like it lacks offensive power against
I know
vehicles.
exactly what you mean. Yeah, I mean, I can remember back in Battlefield 2, I was looking at this guy in the face in a helicopter, sniped him from the helicopter on a hill, and I thought the thrill of that was just so cool. And I feel like in this one, even the weapons are lacking completely. I try to do that now, and I can't do it. It's almost impossible. It's not as strong as they used to be.
What about you, Davis? Because I mean, you played Bad Company 2 at least a decent amount. Do you feel like the sniper is weaker than it was back in Bad Company 2? Okay, something happened.
Quiet. Yay!
Davis has been cut out. Oh, perfect. Finally. Hated that guy.
Yes, I know. He always talks so much. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just some of the things like they're not. It's cool that they made the assault the medic, but I've always been used to the heavy being the medic.
Mhm.
But yeah. Is there anything that you guys would like to talk about? Because I've been like talking about topics after topics.
Talk about like the 1.3 thing.
Oh yeah, 1.3 in the Old Republic. So
Yeah.
I should have mentioned that in the games we played segment, but I've gone back in Star Wars: The Old Republic, and it's a lot of fun because they introduced their 1.3 patch, and from like the reviews I've seen of it, it's basically people are saying that what 1.3 patch was is basically what Star Wars should have been in its full release when it first came out, and it's a lot of fun. It's upgraded a lot. You can update your interface. They've added a lot more stuff, such as legacy perks. So when you get to level 50, you get a whole bunch of like little bonus stuff for your newer accounts.
Hmm.
And I think I'm going to go to the website because there's just a lot of stuff that they changed, and I really like it. And they've also done character transfers for servers as well.
Okay, this is where I gotta interrupt you now. The legacy stuff was 1.2, and in 1.3 they added, like you said, the stuff that should have been added when the game was released. Because what was added in 1.3 was they're looking for group system and another system. And look, if I was playing on a low populated server, I couldn't find one dungeon group, and I would be searching all day. So I just had to suck it up and quest all day. And
Yeah, I
I
know
got to the
that-
point where I am stuck at level 41 because I cannot quest anymore. I have done so many quests at my current level that there's no quests that I can do because I'm under-leveled now.
Yeah, like the heroic quest of like flashpoints.
Yeah,
was-
exactly.
it was
I
very
can't even
difficult.
find flashpoint groups, and so it's very hard to level up.
Yeah, that was like
And
one of my
apparently
problems
these new systems and like even the changeable UI, they even changed the UI from what it originally was.
Yeah.
So, and then you can tinker around with that, so you can set it up so it looks more like a World of Warcraft UI, where you have the mini map up in your top corner, you have your action bars all set up and stuff like that. So the customizable UI was really nice, but they added systems that they should have added before the game was even announced.
That almost makes me want to start playing again, but I don't.
I just activated my account today. Like right before I got in here, I activated my account again and downloaded the patch.
Well, I think if I get the money, I might do it for a month and see what I like, if I like it or not. I like the game. I really like the game. I never had time
loved
to
the
play
game,
it.
but I feel like it lost a lot of hype because it didn't get what people wanted.
Yeah, yeah. I thought Endgame was too easy.
Yeah, and that too. I heard they added a lot harder stuff too.
I don't know. So I actually will be going to Comic-Con, and I just checked their website that they are going. The Old Republic team is going to be at Comic-Con. So, audience, I might be able to. I'll be recording like a quick little vlog of the events at Comic-Con. So I'll record it.
Cool.
In other words, email us or message us what you want James rather to go to.
Yeah, I forgot to buy tickets.
Well,
I
if you
screwed that one up.
If you didn't buy it the year before, 10 minutes in, you probably missed out anyway.
Yeah.
Oh wait. I'm looking at the list. What's the 4th of July fail? What is that?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No, I did not.
Oh man,
Okay,
that's awesome.
so-
I was in Wyoming and I heard about this.
Okay, so there was this fireworks show at the Bay, and
They had 5 stations.
There were
right?
No, it was 4. There were 4 barges full of fireworks, and you can actually look up a YouTube video of this. It was the YouTube videos came up like an hour later, but what happened was apparently there was a miscommunication, and all the fireworks that were on all of the barges went off at the same time.
Oh, I heard it was an electrical issue.
Oh, was it? No, I heard it was miscommunication. That's what they originally released.
Whatever the issue may be, an 18-minute show turned into an 18-second spectacle of just a whole bunch of fireworks going off all at the same time.
No way. That's awesome.
They all went off within 18 seconds, yeah.
That's so
See, and then my unfortunate butt was in Wyoming, and they've had so many fires in Utah and Wyoming that fireworks were canceled in Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, and Montana.
Wow.
So
wouldn't
I
be
didn't even
surprised.
get to see fireworks.
I wouldn't be
Aw.
surprised though. I was in Utah and I just got back actually, and I wouldn't be surprised. It was bad.
Yeah, I think
Utah, there were so many. When I was driving out to Wyoming, I saw, I think, 3 fires. 3 or 4 fires. Just driving.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only that, there was one in Yellowstone National Park when I was leaving 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yes, and I heard that one was burning a lot and was uncontrolled, so let's all hope all goes well in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
One interesting thing I heard was like when the fire first started, instead of saying how bad it is, they said it's 5% contained instead of 95. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? It's just burning everything. Basically, they said, "Oh, the fire is 5% contained." So what about the other 95%? Like I like how they just try to go for the positive side.
Yeah, why not?
Well, yeah. What else would you tell an entire state,
Nation.
basically?
But yeah, another thing. So I think it becomes a lot more memorable when you see something like that. Because if it was an 18-minute show for that fireworks thing, it would have been like, oh, that's cool. Like they have fireworks for 18 minutes. But when you see everything happen in 18 seconds, I think that's a lot more memorable.
That sounds like
No.
it must have been a blast.
No. It wouldn't not.
That's a fun.
Yeah, got that one.
But-
I got
Boo.
it. That was.
Okay, no, actually,
That was funny.
since
That
we
was
watched it
pretty-
on YouTube or from the news or something, from
No,
indirect
I
video.
just heard about it. I
Oh,
didn't
you
even
heard
watch
about it. Okay, go onto YouTube and watch it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he heard all about it. He heard the event happening while in Wyoming.
Wow, that was
That's-
pretty
Well,
loud
like
then.
on the news, I heard about it, but I didn't watch it.
And
I'm talking about like, because you know, it's such a huge explosion. It was a
yeah,
blast.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get where you're going with this one.
where was I? I had a point, but I lost it.
Dude, I'm playing Diablo 3 and still paying attention to you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Diablo 3 has a crappy endgame.
I know.
Does
Too bad I'm only in Act 3.
does hell look like Wyoming?
What?
Because Wyoming's on fire, right?
Oh. Oh, no, that's Utah right now.
No, it's Utah right now. Oh, okay.
Fail.
Thanks. I had a point, but now I can't remember it
But
at
it
all.
became
It
blunt.
just totally.
Oh
What?
my gosh.
What?
I just saw the firework fail. That is awesome.
Oh, crap. That's
Oh,
bad.
okay. Now I have the point. No. Okay. So since we watched it, in retrospect, we thought it was really cool because we didn't have to pay for it. But you have to remember all the people that like rented hotel rooms so they wouldn't have to be in traffic, and people that paid to be on like the midway while they were to watch the fireworks.
I just drove all the way, like halfway across the United States to find out that the fireworks were canceled. So I didn't even get to see fireworks.
That sucks.
It's called a TV, but it's called
Pirate
YouTube.
Bay.
Yeah,
Why would
James
you
is
want?
an Asian pirate.
Why would you want to pirate fireworks? That sounds.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
I have fireworks right next to me, and I live in California. Roman candles for the win.
Awkward silence for the loss.
So, I want to give Philip some time to prepare for his Amnesia Let's Play. So, do you guys feel like, I feel like we're cutting it short, given our, like, second and first episode was considerably longer. But,
Those were just really weird episodes. On a side note, Acta was shut down on July 4th, so yeah.
Oh,
Cause-
man.
yeah, I know. Because American signifies July 4th, even though ACTA is a European thing.
Obviously. No, it was a trade agreement. It went across all the, and basically it was a world trade agreement, James.
It was?
It basically was, but if it was shut down in Europe, it wouldn't have gone anywhere else.
All right.
California legislature is trying to get another ban on guns.
Of course they are.
This one is banning all semi-automatic rifles with bullet triggers or bullet buttons.
Bullet triggers.
bullet buttons, and what it is it makes it so you have to have a live bullet because the tip of it is just big enough to fit inside the magazine release. So what happens is you need a bullet to push in the magazine release, so it makes it a semi-fixed magazine.
I play Call of Duty so much, so I completely understand what you talk about when you talk about guns.
That's
So
sad.
now they're trying to ban all semi-automatic rifles that have bullet buttons
Why don't we just ban all guns with triggers?
because that's against like everything in our constitution.
America.
You use your mind to shoot
Yeah, I stare at
Curve.
goats.
and curve the bullet.
No, why don't we just have guns with half-pound triggers so you can just, like, swing the gun around and it'll just fire off randomly?
Why can't we just use a more elegant weapon?
Can we all just get along?
No.
Why can't we use a weapon for a more elegant time?
Smiles.
We're
That's what the gun
currently
should
in a
shoot.
war right now, if you haven't noticed.
Why can't we just use lightsabers?
Hell yeah. Lightsabers. Calling it right now. Doing it.
Who was it? Dr. Umishi Okaku designed a prototype for one.
Awesome.
No way.
Yeah. It's not
I'm
really
stoked.
a lightsaber. It's more of a hitting you with a plasma seeping clay baton.
Epic. Let's go. Let's go right now. I'm ready. Go.
So
Wait, how are you making that noise? Are you...
It's called an iPhone.
Okay,
iPhone.
okay,
I
okay.
can also shock you with my hands.
It's not
You know what?
coming out nearly as well as you are hoping for it to be, Stewie.
Darn it. Darn it. How
oh god, I just fuck.
Nah, Diablo.
Okay, now I'm starting to get sidetracked within Diablo 3.
I can
He's
hear
playing
the
a
button
barbarian.
presses.
Stewie's a better barbarian than you were ever going to be.
Hey, I stopped playing my barbarian.
You stopped at night, like at Nightmare Act 2.
I'm at the very start of Nightmare in Act 2.
Stewie has
Okay.
the guts to continue. You got all the way to Inferno, and then quit.
Yeah, but that's also because I have had no time to play.
Whatever. I kind of want to cut it short so that way Philip has, as I said before, time to prepare for his Amnesia Let's Play. So,
Yeah,
Yep.
that's probably a good idea.
but
Okay.
yeah, so feel free to watch it at 8:30. He's going to be doing a little face. Or I'll let you explain, Philip.
8:30 Amnesia stream tonight, and but knowing how delayed I usually am, probably guess at around 8:40. Just knowing me.
You what? No, we're giving you a 26-minute window for you to prepare.
Hey,
Don't fail
I
us.
haven't eaten anything since like 11 o'clock. So besides that apple and the precast, but yeah.
Hunger is weak.
that's probably for the best, since I'll be so scared out of my mind in Amnesia anyway. But
I'll be peeing his pants for you guys.
exactly. Let's see.
Don't step on it with your boot, Ted.
What?
You should,
You've never seen... Oh my god.
Philip. You should eat bricks, so that way when you play the game, bricks shall be something
Okay,
Defecated.
what you did there.
defecated. It's a piece of scat.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we keep on getting sidetracked. We must
Okay.
end this because I want
And-
to see his Amnesia Let's Play.
All right.
Okay, and
Your lights need to be all off.
yep, I will turn them off on camera, so that way you guys can, or it proves to you guys that I turned everything off. Also, Let's Plays of Magica sometime this week, I guess.
Yeah.
Continuing.
Yes.
Star Wars:
I think-
The Old Republic coming sometime this week, James. For
Yeah.
you.
And
So
me, probably.
just to do a quick little wrap up thing. So we said on the last podcast, like podcast episode 2, that we're gonna do some more Let's Plays. I think now we're actually gonna go do it. We might, depending on how the reviews get for Magica, we all turn it into a weekly or bi-weekly basis. But eventually, a lot of us will be doing our own solo Let's Plays, and then possibly group Let's Plays. So, all right. This has been episode 4.
Yep.
of
Or?
C3 Zeta.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd like to let Philip close us off.
Okay.
Philip.
This has been Philip.
This has been
Davis.
James.
Awesome.
And then we've been joined by our
And we-
special guest star female, according to the beginning,
Yay!
Mr. slash Mrs.
Stop making fun of her, James.
I'm so pretty. Gosh darn it.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
All right.
All right.
Well, it's
Hope you
been
enjoyed the
fun,
cast.